Hey makers, this is Truveen and in this episode I am going to talk about Creator Kit component for details list. Now let me talk about what do we mean by detail list. So a detail list is a robust way to display an information in the rich collection of items and allow people to sort, group and filter the content. We can create this type of beautiful Fluent UI grid with the help of details list. Also, we can apply different type of columns like this type of formatting, this type of selection, and we can also create the clickable grid like this. Now, it also supports the pagination as well. So, let's talk about each individual thing in detail over here in the detail list. But I have divided this video into two different parts. So in the first part, we will only talk about the basic configuration, and in the second part, we will talk about some advanced configuration like pagination and all. So without further delay, let's get started and explore the detail list. But before that, if you haven't followed me on my Instagram and Twitter so far, please do follow me. So let's get started. So first let's install the detail list component. For that, click on the plus icon and over here click on get more components and go to the code component and search for the detail list. Click on import and that will look like this. The detail list code component has been added successfully. Now before we get started, one more important thing. At this moment it is only supporting dataverse and collection as a data source. So only these two data sources are supported. So I am going here and connecting my account table over here. So let's connect it. Now let me go here and let me just add Fluent detail list component on my screen. So the component looks like this. Now here we need to provide the data source. So I am providing my account list over here. Now the next step is we need to add our field. So let's say for an example, I just need here different field. So now the next step is that we need to configure the column collection over here. So let's select that and now let's provide some sort of code over here. So let me explain you the different configuration property for the column headers. So I am pasting this code. Now let me just explain you what do we mean by that. So once we add that, basically it just add the different columns over here. But let's see what do we mean by that. So let's try to understand the code that we just added. So over here the first property is column name, which is the internal name of your data source or your collection column name. Then display name, what you want to show as a display. Column width, width of the column. Call sortable, true, which means that it is adding sort icon over here and it will work sort in out of the box manner. Let's say I'm clicking here, it is sorting based on that. Then call is bold, true, which means that I need the bold column. Column resizable, true, yes, so it is resizable based on our need. So when it played, you can expand and collapse like this. Now the second property is address one city, and over here we just want to show city just below the column name. So this is the name and below that I need city. So I will use a property called show subtext of, and over here we just need to provide the ID of this column. Below this name I want to show this. Also below the name I want to show country as well. So I will just use call show subtext of name. So under name it will show this two property. Then I have a property telephone one, and telephone one is something I just wanted to show as link. So I will use link property and this will looking like this. And the basic grid configuration is ready. Now the question arises that how do I know how many property does my table or grid is supporting? So let me show you one of the documentation for that. So this is the official documentation from Microsoft, and you can see that you can configure this much of column properties like display name, name, width, cell type, horizontal, multi-line, resizable, sortable, sort by, right? So just go through each property over here and you can just configure on your columns. So this is the basic configuration of detail list. Now let's play this, and this is something which is looking like this. You can see that whenever I'm clicking on any element, it is selected and it is looking like this. Now let's talk about some other configuration property. So let's say over here, if you are selecting selection type as multiple, then you can select multiple items together from here. And if you select none, it will not show this checkbox over here. So let's keep as multiple. Now let's talk about the cell types in detail. So as we have configured this particular table in Telephone, we have link as a cell type. Similar way, in Creator Kit, we have different type of cell types available. Those different cell types are collapse expand, tag, image, indicator tag, clickable image, and link. Now, in this episode specifically, we will only focus on couple of things like tag, indicator tag, image, clickable image, and link, which we already covered. But for collapse expand, I will create a dedicated video on that because that is something which is somewhat different. But let's get started and talk about the other cell types in detail. So first of all, what I'm doing here is I'm just creating one collection. So in the collection, first let me just add couple of data. So what I'm doing here is on select, I'm just creating one collection like this. Call accounts, and I'm just having name Contoso, city, country, and here I'm just providing two more property, which is tag color property and tag border color property. And over here I'm just providing here is tag color is this and tag border color is this one. Now let's see how the magic works. So now let me just add one Fluent detail list component on the screen. So I'm adding one more component, and let's just initialize this button, and let's provide data source as my collection call accounts, and let's select the different fields. So over here I just want to show all the fields, so I'm selecting everything. Now let's just increase its height, width, and then we need to provide the column mapping. Column mapping is almost similar like the one that we already did, but here we will do some tweaks to show the tag indicator. So here I just want to show the country column in different way. So let me just add a table, and inside the table let me just add these two columns. So in the first column I'm printing country, and over here there is a property that call cell type, and here we have tag, and here we have indicator tag. So these are two other different type of cell type. We already discussed about the link similar like this, and with this call cell type we need to provide that what should be the tag color and what should be the border color. Same way over here. Now let's see the output. So when we now go here, you can see that we have two columns for the country, and over here how it is looking like. The first one is something which is our tag. So tag is looking like this. In the rectangle, it is just showing the color and the text, and over here it's indicator like blue and yellow indicator is showing like this. So this is how the tag and indicator column will look like. Now let me talk about one more type of column, which is image column. So let's do one more proof of concept for that. So now what I'm doing here is in the same collection, now I am adding the value for the images. So over here I'm just removing this whole bunch of paste and pasting some new code for Contoso and Redmond, and let me just change the name of the collection, call company, and this is looking like this. And here I'm having some sort of external images like this. I have image color, image icon, everything like this. Now let me click on that. Now let's add one more Fluent UI grid on the screen, and let's provide that collection as a data source, call company, and similar way let's just add the different fields. And then we need to go to the column mapping. So let's click on that, and here we just need to add a code. What are the columns that you need? So let's say I need the external image and icon image. So let me just expand it. Let's have table, and inside table let's pass our whole column schema. And over here you can see that the first property is column name, call cell type is image, so this is another supported cell type. Then width, height, padding, vertical align. Then icon image, second column is, and it is clickable image, so this is another type of column type, clickable image. Okay, then display name is like this, width is like this. And now let's see how it looks like. So whenever I'm clicking on it, you can see this is looking like this. Let's play that. So the image is looking like this, and the clickable image is like, when I hover over it, you can see that hand icon, so it is looking like this. So now I want to achieve a functionality that whenever I'm clicking on this element, I should notify something on the top. So for that we need to write on change event for that, and whenever we click on any element, basically it is called as cell action event. So we just need to write one if condition on change event of this component. So on change, let's align a code. If self dot event name is equal to cell action, then let's just print that column name and which row is being selected. Now let's test this functionality. So I'm going here, I'm clicking on this, and you can see that cell action, and then icon image is the name of the column, and then 0, and then whenever I'm clicking on this one, it is showing number 1 as my column. So that's it for today. In our next video, we will talk about the collapse expand functionality, as well as I will create one dedicated video for paging, sorting, all of those elements in detail. So stay tuned with me. If you are for the first time to my channel, make sure you hit subscribe and press the bell notification to never miss any updates from my channel. If you are looking for any training or corporate consultation, this is the website link. And don't forget to follow me on my Twitter and Instagram. Also, don't forget to subscribe my another channel, Digital Dhruvin, where I am uploading short content on Power Platform. With this is Dhruvin signing off. See you in the next session with some amazing content. Till then, have a great day. Goodbye.